Hey everyone, Daniel here with a bit of a short video, to fill the the void. I'm working on the mic. I promise I'm doing it. All right, but I'm gonna state the obvious here and say when this thing, the teaser for it first released, it was kind of crazy, because Plarail, they've been on a bit of a fall off era, as some do say, and this is just like the last thing anyone was expecting. And I'm really not a collector. When I do buy stuff for like Plarail, Tomy, it's just for customs, and yeah, I highly like never buy things just to have them. But this is like one of those exceptions where A, holy crap, it's kind of cool, and B, within a few months the scalpers are gonna be horrible with this. So after realizing the prices weren't gonna go down, I bought mine pretty quickly, and it just took a long time, but I got one. Alright, to start off, I think we should go over the packaging a little bit, and I gotta say, this is sweet. Like, of course you got the image of the Thomas you're getting on the front, with a lot of illustrations pasted around, and you got that 80th emblem, and, it's all in a language I can't read, but, it's cool. I'm definitely not throwing this away. It's gonna keep it on a shelf, because it's a really nice display piece. I think they designed the box really nice. I mean, I think that's it for the box. You don't have to say much about that. And a little side thing here, the little pamphlet you get, it's cool. They show Duncan in it, right? And he's yellow. This is the only TV series color they do. But now for the Thomas itself, I like him a lot. Like, okay, the thing is, it's funny, because he does look sun-faded. It looks like he just bought a pre-sun-faded model. But, having that darker blue, it's nice. I don't know, it's like, it gives a different feel. And of course, you got the sticker on the side, which honestly, when you look at it dead on, it does look kind of out of place. But I mean, in the end, it's like, I don't want to say it's in its favor. Just it fits while also being out of place. That doesn't make any much sense, but whatever. We're gonna roll with that. But yeah, the stickers are pretty nice, I can say. You got like the little highlights, the shiny bits. That's cool. So, oh yeah, Annie and Clarabelle. They are, pretty basic. You got the faces are really nice. I think how they did the faces was really cool. But one thing, the gray strips on the sides, like what's up with that? But I mean, I have a little theory. I mean, it's cool. I think it makes it different. But this one specific Railway Series illustration, right? I don't know. I mean, whatever it is, right? Shading, whatever. I think they based it off of this one in particular and thought that was like a thing on the sides of them, like color-wise. And it's interesting. I don't know. Okay, that's really it for an unboxing. I can't say too much, but I hope you all enjoyed this video. And what? Hold on, there's something else in here. What? That's right. This video was a double-layered trap. If you did not read the thumbnail, so to jump right into it, this Percy story really had a big domino effect that led up to it. With the first part being, I bought a lot with a crap ton of Percys, like I'm never going to run out for customs. And I was showing it off to friends, and one of them said, hey, what if you made an 80th Percy out of that? And I really liked that idea, so I basically jumped right on it. And the main thing was I had to pick out of the lot, and then I saw it. One that looked really sun-faded. But I mean, it wasn't brittle. So yeah, now I had a Percy base that I wanted to go with, and not paint over if that was not obvious. I usually, do that. But main thing I wanted to start with was the face. And for that, I chose a Trackmaster 2 Percy face, as there was one in the lot. And I thought, oh, this would kind of look nice. So I chopped that right off, and got to painting right away. And this was an experience, because it's a very interesting effect with like the black around the eyes and mouth. I gotta be honest, I'm not the best at hand painting. Masking tape really bridges the gap for me, but I do not have a steady hand at all. So this proved to be a challenge, which included painting on the black as delicately as I could and scraping off the excess with a toothpick and kind of a little hobby knife. And it eventually worked out. It wasn't fully done. I gave him some buck teeth because I thought it would be funny, and left the face at there as I went to work on everything else. Next up was to figure out how I wanted to do the little shiny shading bits, as that was I think a key feature on the 80th Thomas. And it went through a bit of experimentation. First, I tried pure white, and that looked really bad. So I scraped that off. Thankfully, you know, a bit of wet sanding made it so I didn't ruin the surface. But then I tried mixing a little water with the white. And this looked a lot better. I was a lot more happy with that. But it still wasn't perfect. And I chalked that up too. It was just pure white paint. You know, it had to be like with the color of the engine a bit. So it was easy. All I did was mix a little gray in there, bada bing, bada boom, it's good. So once I got over that little hurdle, it was time for just the easy stuff, you know? Painting the running board gray, painted the doors black with a little bit of gray highlights, and around the sandboxes in the front, I painted like the section on the tank black. I doubt they would have done this. I just thought it would add a little bit of flavor. But, you know, just picking out details. And then I dropped them for a while, as, you know, the hype was kind of died down. But then mine was really close to coming in the mail, so hopped right back on it, and the first thing I did was decide to finish the face. And, you know, I had some practice within the time frame messing around with stuff, so I felt a bit more confident. And I gotta say, I think it turned out a lot better than I thought it would. And that was it. That was it for the face. That was really all the hard parts over with. All that was left was just make the windows. Made those with hole punchers. It was actually like perfect size. And paint the whistle, which the paint did leak a bit from a paint pen. I don't care. I fixed it up. I don't care. But that was everything I had to paint on to make this complete. So there was one last step. The clear coat. You know, the easiest part of the whole project. Usually for every project, I do 4 sprays specifically, letting it dry in between each. And I did follow that for this, but, you know, I did make sure to layer it on a teensy bit more than usual, because you really do not want that paint escaping from the unsanded plastic, because that will chip very easily. But luckily, I had no issues, so I was able to take them inside and put it together. 10 minutes after my Thomas came in the mail. And I gotta say, having these being complete and delivered within the same time frame is actually pretty awesome, because I got to like unbox one and see the other side by side, and it's like, this Percy, he's not perfect. I would not call him like my best work, but he was fun, and I think that's the most important thing of this. And like, I'd say really they're a fair bit different. It's in the style, but yeah, come on, they're not like 1-to-1. I'd say, yeah, I'm not, nobody's perfect, but I'm proud of him, and that's what matters. And I gotta say, he looked pretty sick. And, you know, he's been pretty well received on Twitter too. Thank you, Will. Pretty awesome. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't really have too much to say on him, but I think we'll move into a running session here. So this concludes this little review / custom showcase. I hope you all enjoyed, because this was a rushed video, I cannot lie. And it was also a test, because I really do want to push for this editing style more. I know in the past my videos were kind of lazy, I'm going to be real. And, you know, I want to up my game a bit. So if you guys liked how I edited this video, you know, just let me know, yeah. So that's really all I have to say. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you like this custom. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.
I am Steve.